Luigi's Mansion 3 walkthrough. This is floor 7, Garden Suites, and this is a floor you're going to be seeing more than once. So I think for that reason, among others, it's actually not my favorite floor. I don't like coming here, I don't really like doing this floor, and it's kind of long, and it's not much longer than the last floor was, but it feels really long. And yeah, I guess you can decide for yourself. But we get to walk into a whole lot of really cool grass, and Nintendo really likes whatever kind of technology effect they're using that gives that grass that sort of push-pull feel when you're walking through it and sucking up the air. So they did a really cool job making this level look great, but also I think as a result of that, it has a couple of frame drops here and there. You might feel some lag, not much. It's usually when you're like transitioning between two rooms, and it goes away right away. But here is the floor, and the floor itself has like 4 floors, so this might be more like floor 7 through 11, you know. So there's the next button. Looks easily accessible, right? We're just gonna walk on up to it. And then we see more proof of Luigi's Butterfingers. That was yet another time that he was holding the button in his hand and something took it from him. Although that time he literally threw it into the piranha plant thing, or the Venus flytrap, or whatever it is. So that plant grew into a great glorious tree, and now we have to walk to the top of the tree to find the button. And this is kind of where the level starts to lose its appeal to me. There's just so many floors, and all these floors are pretty annoying to get up and down. And if you ever come back here, especially when I'm doing the collectibles video, oh my goodness, or if you come back here for the collectibles or a boo, it's pretty annoying trying to find anything on this floor. Or if you're at the very top and you found all the collectibles up there, but then the one that you need is lower, you have to walk all the way down. You can't just fall down. You have to walk all the way back down, because if you try to fall down, unless you're at the very, very top, then you'll just respawn. So in a way, they made this floor kind of nice, but also kind of annoying when you want to navigate it for collectibles later on. And the whole theme of this floor is kind of going to be what we're doing in this room, so we're going to be blocked on in some direction that we're trying to go, and we're going to have to walk into one of the suites and try to figure out how to get through here. So there's going to be a couple of these flowers that we can open up by bursting them with the flashlight, and then we can actually suck up all the flower petals if we want, and that doesn't really do anything for us. There's going to be all these leaves on this back door. We can just suck those up right away if we want to, and once we get all the leaves, we should be able to open the door up. There we go. But we're going to have to do some fighting first. So this ghost is going to have a flower, and we're going to want to flash the flower and then suck up the petals before we can finally defeat him. And a few more ghosts are going to spawn, so nothing we haven't seen before. We'll just take them out, whatever way makes us happy. And now that the room is finally clear, we'll just walk into the bathroom. So some of these bathrooms are going to have different ways of solving them, I guess. For this one, there's going to be all these flower petals that are piled up on the ground, and there's a golden rat there, so we'll just blow that guy up and take all the money. And I do have one of those golden bones. Hopefully, I think I do end up using it at some point. I think you have to buy a golden bone to continue on with the story at all, but I'm going to try not to buy anything that I don't really need in this game. So we can go down into that grating down there if we want to with Luigi, or into the drain, and then we can, I think there's like a collectible we can get there, but that's for another video, so we're just going to leave and try to go up the staircase. And the gardener ghost is going to water what looks like a pineapple plant, and he's going to turn it evil on us, I think. And then it's going to chuck giant spiky pineapples at us. And it's going to go down this stairway. So they're going to jump into these giant arcs. We just really have to pay attention to where they're landing. They land in the same spot, and then we climb up to the top and pull the plant apart, and that's about it. Then we'll walk into this room because we are blocked by a vine, and this is yet another bathroom. So there's going to be just regular leaves piled up on the floor here. And the toilet's going to be blocked up by a kind of like a vine. Yes, definitely a vine. So we're going to need to free that. And we can throw the plunger onto this trash can and then toss the trash can into the toilet to shatter it. And then we can pull the vine off. And that will open up the pathway for us outside. There may be a few more things to do in there, but yet again, as we try to leave, we're going to get stopped by a couple of ghosts. Okay, I believe this is a new ghost, and this is someone that we can't see unless we check the mirrors, or if we get really lucky we can flash him randomly like I did there. Or, eventually they will jump up behind us and scare Luigi, and then you should be able to pretty quickly turn around and flash him. So I actually think that these are probably the most annoying ghosts in the game, just because they like to run away. They tend to get away pretty often. And right there I saw him in the mirror, so I got lucky there. And they also have 120 health, so you need to make sure that you get him low enough to actually defeat him, and it looks like now we can throw the ghost down 4 times, so we can do 80 points of damage by throwing him down. So that does help with that. We only have to get him to 80 health now. And then one of these giant ghosts is going to wake up from the, what's that called, the bathtub, and he's going to be covered with leaves. And after he does 40 damage to me, I'm going to finally get him in a somewhat better spot that we can suck all the leaves off of him. Then we can flash him, go behind him, and try to suck him up. So I don't think I get this guy in one turn either. Maybe I do if I'm really lucky, but I don't think so. I think I kind of start to panic because they do escape. Yeah, right there. He escapes your vacuum cleaner after a while, so it's not like you can do that forever. But either way, he just spawned again, and we'll just suck him up, get him down to 80, then we can beat him to death, and that should be the last ghost of this room. Alright, finally, now we can leave and continue down this little balcony. We will be stopped at this staircase by the exact same thing that stopped us at the last one, but now we have 2 pineapples. So they're a little bit worse. You kind of just have to walk in front of the other one after it landed to get past it, but I only had to do that once. Then we can tear apart that plant, so not too hard. And then we'll be stopped by another growth of that giant tree. So we'll just walk into the room on the right side here. And there's going to be some thick vines that are stopping the doorway. So this will be a hint to the boss that we have to complete. There's a circular saw over here on these wooden boards. And once we turn the saw on by flashing it with the flashlight, we can see the demonstration there. We can break the wood with the saw blades, and we're going to do that same thing with the vines on the doorway. And once we try to go through the doorway, then another vine's going to come out and pick us up, and it's slowly going to strangle us. So switch to Luigi, pick up the circular saw, and then cut the vine to death. There's also going to be that painting. I don't think, did I catch it? Yeah, I did. Okay, there's that painting. We can use the black light on, or whatever it's officially called. And we can get some free coins from that. You can use the circular saw to pretty much destroy anything in that room, by the way. So if you want to have some fun, go do that. But this is a walkthrough, so I'm trying to keep it somewhat efficient. And then there's going to be a whole load of watermelons in here. And the watermelons can be defeated by the plunger. And this one's an extra big watermelon, so we're going to need 2 plungers. And once we get both of those on there, we can break open that thing, and then 4 ghosts are going to spawn, but luckily these are just regular ghosts. I'm going to use 2 of them to almost beat the death out of the other 2. Then we're going to suck up that guy and miraculously suck up that guy at the same time. And there he goes. He's finally dead. Cool, we are done with the bathroom. And now when we head on outside, we are finally kind of getting near the top now, but keep in mind we still have to worry about a boss. Man, that actually is way higher than I thought it was. But I don't think we have to do many more rooms, so once we are over here, we can't really get over the broken, whatever it's called, staircase, but there's going to be kind of like a roly-poly pill bug looking plant that's all curled up, and we can just push that open with the vacuum cleaner. With the push 1, not the suck up 1, and we'll do that here with this pathway too. And it's a little bit strange, barking dog in the background by the way, anyway, it's a little bit strange walking on those platforms because you do have to be sort of precise. You'll know if you play this, you'll know what I mean, but it's pretty easy to fall off here, and it's just kind of wonky sometimes. So there'll be a couple more crows once we swing on over, and then there will be a door that we can't get into. There's like a bouncing mushroom and not a whole lot that we can actually do there yet. So we're gonna walk up this staircase.
Oh. Oh.
And then the weight of our own body is going to break open the doorway, or the wall for us, and now we can finally walk inside. So the bouncing mushrooms should be a hint of where you're supposed to go onto the mushrooms. And there's 3 of them in here, and I think really only 2 of them are super useful. Maybe this one is. We can pull this one over to us, but we can't really jump on it unless we burst up with the backpack. That we can get up on the right side here. And once we move over to that mushroom, we can jump up on that one and go up. We can also just kind of fall down here, open up the chest if we want to. And I think that's what that mushroom down there was for. It was just to get us to the chest. So I think, yeah, this mushroom is the useful one. Of course, the left one is the not so useful one. Anyway, we'll head on back up to the top here and then climb onto this mushroom and burst up and then try to kind of move downwards toward us, and then we can walk down the vines, and there's a hammock in another room in here. We can suck up this giant petal and walk through there. So that's done with that area. Now we're pretty much at the top. We'll have to do a few more kind of like vines and flower walking, but that's okay. And we see the giant Venus flytrap looking thing holding onto the button. And then we can pull this plant open and walk across that. And then we can swing onto this one. That swinging is also a little bit wonky. It's really easy to fall off of that, but as I said before, if you fall here, you'll just respawn on the last solid ground that you were standing on. You won't actually fall down to the bottom. If they made it where you fell to the bottom and you had to climb back up, then this level would have been really, really annoying. But like I said, when you're getting all the collectibles, sometimes you want to be able to do that, because when you're up here getting the collectibles, you have to walk all the way back down. I really don't like this floor. Alright, so the Venus flytrap is going to be closed up, and what better way to open it other than using plungers, and we'll just need to pry it open on both sides. So we will use 2 plungers, and there we go, the button is now free.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No!
And we don't have to walk all the way down the bottom. We can just come here to the front of the tree and push X, and that'll take us straight down. But we're going to have to climb all the way back up now if we want to go back up, so just remember that. So I will admit this boss does confuse me a little bit, but I think I get the main idea of what we're supposed to do. So obviously we need to use the circular saw to cut the Venus flytrap that the guy is using, but first we have to get him into a position that we can actually start cutting him on. So he's going to start sniffing us kind of like a dog, and sometimes he's going to go really high and munch down on us from above, and sometimes he's going to go across like he did there. So basically you just want to stay behind all these little bulbs and wait for him to get stuck on one of them. And once he's stuck and once the gardener's kind of trying to pull him off of one of those plant bulbs, you should be able to get the circular saw and then cut the plant up a little bit, and that should free you, or at least that should free the gardener so he can actually be damaged. And you'll probably have to do 2 or so cycles to defeat this guy. He's actually one of the easier bosses we've had to face so far. And every single phase is exactly the same. He's gonna summon his little Venus flytrap dog pet, and then sometimes he's gonna attack you from above, and sometimes he's gonna try to go across at you horizontally. And these flower pods can be destroyed, so you're just gonna want to make sure that you are paying attention and go to the one that is not destroyed. You may have to wait for other ones to spawn if they all get killed real quick, and once he gets stuck on the bulb there, just cut him open, and now we should be able to defeat this guy. One more phase, no problem. Get him down to 80 health, and we're good to go. After that, we'll head on over to floor 8, and that'll be it for this video.
Oh, yeah. I did it. Owie. Oh, yeah. Ha ha. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh, yeah.